Hello everyone, this is Tyler S. speaking. Apologies for not being there today. I'm actually away in Austin for a wedding that I'm a groomsman for, but I'm here in spirit in this video talking to you today about the relevant delegating authority that the Indiana legislature passed, creating rulemaking authority for the Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division, and then going over the code that's been passed by the division. So starting off at the home page of Westlaw, we're going to go to State Materials, then Indiana, and then Statutes. And then typing in here, we're going to go to the search for the Indiana Consumer Protection Division, because it's not immediately clear from Westlaw's table of contents here where it can be located. And the first section that's going to come up is the actual law that creates the Consumer Protection Division under 4691. Again, it's located under Title IV, Article 6, the Attorney General's Office, which makes sense. But stepping back here under Chapter 9, we can actually see the relevant provision that go over the powers and duties of the division. Now, I've actually highlighted mostly the key language here because the rest of the language primarily deals with the procedure consumers should take in bringing up a complaint. So the main power to the division is the power to investigate, again, any consumer complaint made by a non-merchant arising from a transaction between a merchant as defined in the UCC and a non-merchant concerning sales, leases, assignments, awards by chance, or other dispositions of goods, services, or repairs, and intangibles to a person for purposes that are primarily personal, familial, household, charitable, or agricultural, or solicitation to supply any of the above things. Now, solicitation is going to be the key word here when we see what code was actually been passed by the division, but again, the provision here seems to be rather broad in scope. The other duty that the division has is to act as mediator between the parties, attempting to resolve any complaints, and again, if there's any violation of state or federal law or admin rule, the division has a duty to forward it to the appropriate agency, state or federal, so that they can act upon it. However, if that agency were not to act on it, then the division has the power to initiate and prosecute civil actions on behalf of Indiana, or, for instance, whenever that state agency doesn't have jurisdiction over the subject matter. Now, if we go back again to Chapter 9, we can see the provision that provides the division's rulemaking authority under 4698. The division has the power to adopt rules under Indiana's Administrative Procedure Act, which is IC 4-2222, relating to statutes enforced by the division. So, if we go to Indiana's actual regulations, and I've just shortcutted here from Westlaw's main page, we can actually see at the top Title 11, the Consumer Protection Division, luckily enough. Now, an important note here is, again, Title 11 does not correspond with Title 4 of Indiana's statutory code. But when we look into the actual regulations of the division, we see that it's primarily concerned with telephone solicitation and protecting consumers from telephone solicitors. So some of that includes what requirements for telephone solicitors, including the required records, like name and telephone numbers of everyone they contact, advertising scripts, promotional materials, any requests, and information of their current and former employees. And let's see, if we go here, we can actually see how consumers can actually sign up to be on a telephone privacy list to avoid being contacted by telephone solicitors. And this just basically goes off the process how to do that. Now, I want to again go over the telephone solicitation code being passed here is a lot more narrower than the duties and powers being delegated to the actual division here. Again, it's every merchant under the UCC and not just telephone solicitors under this language. So it may be the case that the legislature is thinking ahead to provide more statutory authority for the Consumer Protection Division to pass rules should they need it. But nevertheless, I'm going to show you a free way to actually go and look up this code without having to use Westlaw. So we're just going to type in Indiana code, and in.gov is a free site that you can use. It's Indiana's website that will actually update the code, and it's the 2019 code here. And so if we go under Article 6 again, and then Chapter 9, Consumer Protection Division, it actually lists all of the sections here and on the right, including the rulemaking authority here under 4698. And then finally, we can go to Indiana regulations here. And then the Indiana General Assembly has code here, and then again, Title 11. And then here's the actual PDF versions that you can download and print out. And on the next slide, you'll see just a very summary of what I've actually said here. And then Courtney will go over the actual agency website and give you a perspective on what lay people can take from it. Thanks.